hey, 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 ooh, hey, 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 hey.
Oh man, that is some good juice.
Good sounds.
Welcome to the motherfucking Lab Boys podcast. This is episode 36. Real quick, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has been watching so far. I can't believe that we made it to 36 episodes. If you haven't seen a montage video done by That Food Days, which shows us 35 episodes, check it out. It's pretty incredible that we made it this far.
It's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, my name is Alwa Gordon, by the way. I rep that 88 over everything, and I drink beer out of Starbucks cups. I'm also here with my boy
Coca-Cola K Sheezy, aka Costco K.
Hey, not to be confused with Pepsi Cola K. I'm also here with my boy
That Food Days. Y'all just heard that.
Hey, That Food Days on Instagram. He's also a ladies man, and he has a segment on his own Instagram called Get Real, Keeping It Real.
Keeping it real.
And if you tune in, you will see that E-Man keeps it very real.
E-Man keeps it very real. For those of you guys that don't know, Coffee and Hip Hop is every single Tuesday at UCSC. It's really dope. We bring out a couple MCs, and then from 8 to 8:30 we have a live cypher. We invite you guys to join. November 17th, I'm in San Jose playing for the 5th annual Hip Hop Prom. Make sure to check it out. I think I'll put some link for tickets below. Yes, that sounds cool. Krishan, when does this podcast start?
Ooh. Right about now.
Hey! Is that a new fit watch?
There we go.
Is that a new fit watch you got there, buddy?
Can we just go into the podcast?
Let's get into the podcast. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe. So I want to get into something pretty simple and start off a little bit light here. And I don't know why.
We're light years ahead.
I don't know why this is happening or why this is becoming a trend. But what do you guys think about people that cry and post pictures of themselves crying or post videos of themselves crying?
I want to be a sensitive. About the topic.
Before I burn these people, I just want to be sensitive.
I just think it's whack as fuck. I think it's weird.
It's whack.
No, you know what? You could still be comfortable with your emotions and not feel like you have to take a picture.
Okay.
Right? I mean, it is Lab Boys.
It's Lab Boys.
I just don't. It's just not my style. It's not my flavor. I'm just not the type of person that posts all of my sad emotions on Facebook and social media. I just like to make people laugh. So maybe it's just not me, man.
So you think it's kind of whack?
I think it's just you're craving attention, and I think there's a deeper rooted issue there.
Ooh, damn, deep roots, baby. E-Man, what do you think? People that post pictures of themselves or videos of themselves crying on Instagram or social media?
I mean, for real. If that,
E-Man's the person that does it. I'm just kidding.
All the time.
Why you joking?
I feel like. I mean, if that's gonna make them feel better and it's gonna get them through the day, dog. Like,
but
who are you to like?
Okay, I get that,
there,
but I also think, like I said, don't you think that there's something deeper there? Then, if that's what it takes to get through your day, I think there's something you need to figure out. That's what I think, man.
I mean, like, so they're posting it online and people are seeing that, and maybe other people that have that same, mind state, and now someone's gonna comment that and say that to them and make them feel better, or it could have its good, like, it's good.
Oh shit!
What is it called?
That's a good sign.
Good result.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I think basically that.
What do you think?
I'll tell you about it.
What do you
I'll get you there. It's the Lab Boys, man. We gotta tell you what we think.
Lab Boys.
I think that kind of like he was saying that if it's gonna make you feel better, do it. But I am also worried that we're in this age where we're using anything we can to get attention and to get likes. Mm-hmm. So if you're posting, a video of yourself crying and it's really just for attention, I understand that, but I don't think it really is leading us in the right direction.
And I feel like you're gonna be able to tell. When it's just like...
When it's just for the
when
likes.
you see it, dude, you can notice. When it's like genuine, you're like, oh shit, like you feel it, dog. You're like, oh.
Yeah. So would you guys ever upload a video of you crying?
No. No.
Emat says he doesn't know.
I don't. You never know, dog.
Come on, we never know anything.
I mean, dude,
but you know yourself.
It could be like something like you're filming something.
Okay.
Shit goes down, happens, and now you get turns out to filming yourself.
Now you're getting weird.
Now you're just walking into some tears.
No.
Oh, we done walked into some tears, homie.
You just never know.
You
just never know, man.
Come on, man.
Do you ever know?
Don't do that, homeboy.
You just never know.
Don't do that, homeboy.
It's a motherfucking Lab Boys episode 36. if you guys do post yourself crying on social media, it's totally fine. But just know some people are laughing.
To kind of piggyback off that though,
Get in there, pig.
Always gonna be people criticizing what you do on.
it's always gonna be pigs. No, I get that, but what about the people that post like they'll say things like let's say like a girl just got out of a relationship, right?
Oh shit.
And they'll be like, ooh, I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling strong, go and hit the club, but you know, like they really mean like,
Oh shit.
oh man, I'm sad. Like,
So what's
someone write something like I need some help. Like they're
Right, okay.
they're not happy, they're not feeling confident, so they write the exact opposite because that's a reflection of what they want to feel, and they post that, and they just want to reflect that image. What do you think about that?
Wow.
I think it's sad. Honestly, when I see that, I'm like, damn, you're hurting.
Damn,
Like-
you need a hug.
Nah, I mean, it sucks to see, but at the same time, it also like there's also two sides to it because on one side you could be doing that just to make yourself feel better, but on the other side you could be doing it just for attention. I personally think there's nothing wrong with admitting where you're at as
Yeah,
far as like
exactly.
growth. Like, hey, I was in a fucked up relationship, and like being okay with taking the time to get back to normal. But when you jump out of a relationship and all of a sudden now like you know, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, it's like, come on, man, like you're hurting, you know?
Yeah, I think
We
you
can
should-
see it.
I think you gotta just respect the process, dude. You know what I mean?
I feel like some people will use that as a way to vent, dude. They're just venting.
Ooh,
It's like,
Venti Cafe.
you know?
It is modern day venting.
I mean, damn. Like, if it makes them feel better, do it. Handle. Shit. If it's gonna keep you from killing yourself, why not post a video of you crying? Go ahead. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Good, man.
let the tears run,
Positive
baby.
vibes.
Let the,
Positive vibes for me, man.
let the tears run, baby.
Walking
Nothing
with
but
some
positive
tears.
vibes.
Oh, wait. Another thing. Sorry.
Come on, homeboy.
I'm sorry.
Get
I'm
it,
sorry.
man. Nah,
Sorry.
Love Boy's got
Damn,
time.
homeboy.
What was the equivalent to that before the internet? What you were saying?
What do you mean?
Yeah, we were talking
Oh,
about like
A journal?
no, I think you'd
Why
have
are
to
you
like.
crying, dog?
What's up? Tears. I'm letting them out
Joy,
on social
joy.
media. I think before that you'd have to like go out and prove a point, right? You'd have to like go out and be noticed by like your ex's friends or whatever, almost. Right?
Yeah, you know
get
what?
that
It's
friend?
crazy because you needed to send the message.
Right. That
somehow.
I'm
Somehow.
fine without you.
Yeah, so
This
you
is
had to
how
go out and be
happy-
seen.
look
Like,
what
you
I
had to go
got.
out, be
Yeah.
seen, let everyone
Damn.
see you. I'm having a good time, and then go home and cry.
But now on social media, it's just like change your hair and like take a couple pictures.
Dang,
You don't even need to be having as much fun. You just need to take some fine pictures and like.
fucking crazy, man.
Social media is insane. Yeah, comment down below what you guys think, and hopefully you're not crying while you're watching this.
Damn.
I don't have any.
If you are crying,
Tears of joy.
tears of joy, all
comment
tears
down
of
below.
joy. Sean, what do you got for these Lab Boy fans?
Hey, fans, I want to talk to you guys.
Bonds. Listen up.
No, you know what? This, and it kind of, maybe not. What do you guys think about kids and technology? You guys are both fathers, right?
Yep.
Right?
What do you guys think about kids and technology? Do you think that it is in any way detrimental to any development?
Yeah.
Because before we didn't have all this stuff, right? We grew up in an age where we didn't have that growing up. So what do you think about kids now in technology? Do you think it harms growth? I mean, anything, man. Just tell me.
I feel like it's
Go on, homeboy.
It's a change. It's a different ball game, man. Like with the tech and stuff. Like back, you know, like now you're learning things a different way. You might have more access to a lot other. Like it could be a really good thing, but it could also be like a horrible thing. You know.
I think we focus a little on the negatives, right? And I think for every positive, there's a negative. For every negative, there's a positive. So I think that we just don't focus on the positive things that it could do.
Regulate.
And dude, I used to think like, man, when I have a kid, I'm not gonna get this for them. You know, they ain't gonna have that. But I feel like, dude, we're in a time where you can't avoid it. Like,
Times have changed.
You cannot. Thanks, you know.
Technology?
Yeah, we can't escape it, man. It's it's everywhere. So. Sorry, I skipped it before.
No, it's all good. I personally think technology has its place, but I have seen the downside of it. And I was talking
Personally,
about this.
or
yeah, and I was talking about this, and I think it's going to be pretty true. But I think in the next like 100 to 200 years, that next generation is going to want to exist solely online. So if you think about our generation now, like maybe our kids,
that's dark, isn't it? Isn't that saying a lot?
not necessarily. Well, think about it. So our generation right now would
Right.
probably prefer to be on smartphones basically 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the following generation. That their parents were born into having smartphones. They're going to be born into such a different level of internet. The following generation after that, they're probably going to want to live online.
But to say to only exist online as opposed to the real world, that's saying
think
a lot,
about
man.
how many people only exist online now.
Wow. That's
Think about
that's
that.
pretty powerful, man. That's pretty powerful.
It's the Lab Boys, man. We get deep.
Damn loud.
Not
boy.
Not the goddamn Lab Boys.
Hey, not to get too deep,
bitch.
But yeah, but just like taking it back to today, I certainly do see like the negative side, the negative development, as far as like kids watching and then just kind of being disassociated with the world after that. Seen it happen with my own 2 eyes. Hey,
Oh, those 2 eyes right there.
You have 20/20 vision?
I got 20/20 vision, and you're wearing glasses. Are those prescription glasses?
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna wear them. It's gonna hurt
They're
my eyes.
prescribed, though.
It's the motherfucking Lab Boys. We just did that tech talk. Shout out to K-Sean for that tech talk.
Tech talk.
Tech
Tech
talk, motherfucking
Moving
tech
to
talk.
tectonic plates.
Tech talk.
E-man, what do you got for these Lab Boys? I know you got
a little sad, man. It's a little
Come
sad.
on, homeboy.
I mean, it just happened.
We just talked about crying.
I mean, today
Today
was the day.
was the day.
Stan Lee, man.
Yeah, Stan
Passed away, man.
Rest in peace to Stan Lee.
Rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace.
Really
Sad,
dope.
man.
I don't know who StanLee is.
How do you say comics? Somebody
The
writes
guy
comics,
that-
writer.
Mar-
Really dope
Marvel
writer?
Comics, dude, come on.
You don't know who Stan Lee is?
No, man.
Okay.
I just asked the question, so
Oh shit!
obviously I don't.
He's the
You
guy.
like Marvel
that,
movies?
Bro, can you just tell me?
he's the guy that wrote all the.
Do you like the Marvel
Are
movies?
the original comics?
You do?
Okay. All right, that's all I need to know.
Damn, I
Rest in
didn't
peace,
know
Stan Lee, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Stan Lee.
R.I.P. Rip.
E-man, what do you got to say about it?
Man, it's sad, man. That's what I gotta say, man. He had. Damn, Marvel, dude.
That is crazy.
Like-
Wait, so he was the writer of the original comics?
Yeah, like a.
Yeah,
like,
I think he
was
created,
half,
like,
yeah, he was like half. It was like 2
He
things.
created X-Men, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that
That's
wrote
crazy.
X-Men
Spider-Man.
and Spider-Man.
Damn, I thought X-Men and everything has been around a lot longer.
He's 96 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
95, he died.
it's a long life.
Man,
And he didn't write it at birth, so.
Yeah, just condolences, you know, all that good stuff. Damn, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Hey, yeah, that kind of sucks.
To hear that.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace to Stan Lee. man.
R.I.P.
Have you ever wanted to like do comics? Have you guys ever done comics before? I know,
Yeah.
I know you used to do comics.
Well, I mean,
Have
I
you
was
ever?
gonna say, well, yeah. What I was gonna ask was also what was you guys' favorite cameo, but since he didn't,
He doesn't know who he is.
You know,
I know cameos. Yeah, in his movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like camouflage?
So it was a thing where he was in every single Marvel movie.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, really?
He would
That's what I'm
show up.
saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought you
that's
were into
dope.
in
No.
some capacity.
Not like that. Not like crazy.
Oh, it's lit.
No, I didn't. I don't know. I did used to do comics.
I remember.
And the cool thing about the comics that I used to do, I'm dope.
Get in there. Get in there. He's dope.
Get it out of your system.
No, I would incorporate all the people in my life, right?
I remember.
And pick things about them that I could just
Defining
like,
traits.
Yeah, and I would put it in the comic, so it would make it entertaining for all my friends to read because it was things that we all knew about each other, right? So it was dope, man. It was dope, man.
Hey,
dope.
he's dope. Shout out to comics, comedians. How do you say
Kim
that?
Kardashian?
No, comic writers.
Illustrators?
Writers? It's just writers. Shout out to writers all across
Sunday
the world.
funnies.
We hella appreciate you guys.
What is wrong?
My lips aren't working. so I got a Love Boys question for you. What's kind of a
Oh, dude, we never go Love Boys no more.
We always go love boys.
Do we?
it's not necessarily Love
I
Boys.
feel like we don't go Love Boys that much.
But
Not enough.
It is a question that comes
It's never
up.
enough.
It's not a viewer submitted topic. But the question is,
Right.
do you judge? I guess it goes for girls or boys, but in this one specifically, girls. Do you judge a girl by her friend, by her friends?
Aw.
If her friends are hoes, is she a hoe by extension? And this works for guys and girls.
Not necessarily that. What you just said. Like,
Okay.
If a
Talk
chick is
about it.
hanging out with hoes, I don't think that makes her a hoe.
Okay.
But I definitely think that your friends can be a reflection of you to some
Okay.
extent. But then you also come across people that are like the odd apple in the group. You know what I mean?
That's true,
Is
okay.
that a
No, yeah.
right term?
Yeah.
Odd
apple.
The odd one out, but yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Odd one now.
Oh, odd apple,
Outcast.
bad apple.
No.
Odd one out and bad apple together is the odd apple.
Okay.
Bam. Okay, now it just. But all right.
So you think no in most cases?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily matter.
I'm not saying. I mean, it can be. If you hang out with a bunch of hoes, you can be a hoe too. Not to say that makes you a hoe. I'm saying like, Fuck.
All right, I'm gonna. Man, what do you think?
You got weird.
It's more likely that you would be a hoe.
Increases the probability.
It increases the probability.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't want to even talk about that.
I mean,
Fuck it up, homeboy.
I feel like it has the potential to make you look bad for sure.
For sure, man.
Like people are gonna.
For sure.
I mean, if they look at said girl and they're like, oh, this girl's a hoe, and then they're automatically gonna question like, oh, I wonder if her friend's a hoe too.
Right.
So that's gonna be there present. It's not,
So if you met a girl,
It's just
and
weird.
let's
I think it's
say,
a weird
I feel like the question is gonna be there.
okay, so if you met a girl and like you thought she was pretty dope, she's a pretty cute girl, and then you found out that you knew a lot of her friends, and a lot of her friends were like, I don't want to say hoes, but a lot of her friends were hoes. Would that affect the way that you look at her?
Initially, maybe. Like, I think initially you're
It'd be like a red flag.
Yeah,
like,
but
you'd be a little more like,
you know what? But I don't think. But see, I'm not the type of person that makes those judgments and are closed off to that person. I'd still get to know them.
well, yeah.
But yeah, I think initially we make judgments all the time in our minds, right? Especially initially. So yeah, I think that's initially you just have it that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make you question it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, it'll be in your
sure.
mind, like,
I definitely think it plays a part as far as like when you look at someone's like circle of friends and the way that they interact,
and then the situations they're getting placed in.
Also, another thing to think about is like if you go out with someone and like you guys get in an argument, her group of friends is like the people that she's going to talk to during that argument, right? And like they're either gonna like give like helpful advice, or they're gonna give out advice that not necessarily is gonna help you out.
Well, be a whore.
No, I mean
if those are the only friends.
I mean like your circle of friends that are really like your close
Circle of friends.
Get yourself some good friends.
But at the same time, you could also be that odd one out. Although I will say that it's very rare to be the odd one out, and all your friends.
The odd apple.
To not be similar to all your friends.
Yeah, because it came from somewhere, man. So, and like if you think about some of the girls we knew back in high school, right? And I think I'm thinking about one particularly.
Who, dog?
Don't do that.
Starts with a B. You think about like everyone around it, and if you think about her circle of friends, they were all in the same. Ooh. Okay, that's something too deep.
Yeah, we're talking about high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Damn, who are we talking about? I don't know. We're not gonna drop any names on the motherfucking podcast because we're tweeting.
You're trying to stop me. You see how I was fake? Dude.
We're not gonna say any names on the Lab Boys podcast because we're professionals.
Yeah, it is Lab Boys.
But yeah, comment down below what you guys think about friends.
Who you guys think that
is? Hope they're not watching. Rashad, what do you got for these Lab Boys?
Ooh, I definitely want to talk to my Lab Boys.
Talk to them.
You know what? I can't. All right, here we go. Why do nice guys finish last?
Oh no!
Oh, here we go again.
Shit.
Well, you know what? I wanted to reiterate it. I think we touched on it before.
Oh, I was saying because I was watching a movie earlier about.
for real?
Nice guys.
Damn it!
Talk about it.
Sorry.
No, just like so girls are always talking about, oh man, I want a nice guy, right? And they repeat the same patterns, and they always end up with people that break their hearts, and they're always like, oh, I wish I had a nice guy. I wish I had a nice guy.
Right.
Oh, he's so nice. I want that. But then when they have a nice guy, it turns out that's not what they want.
Right.
So, and then you get all the weenies that are always like, oh, I'm such a nice guy. I'm such a nice guy. I'm not just, if you're nice, you're not, I'm not sorry.
You're a weenie, man.
What are we doing?
Thanks, homeboy. But yeah, why do nice guys finish last in the grand scheme of things?
Overall, why do nice guys finish last?
Well, I think overall,
I don't think nice guys do finish last. I think it's like a common misperception.
Oh, yeah,
misconception.
I think.
But do you think that? But the standard nice guy, right? Think about the guys that have said that. Right?
The problem is,
why are they not the ones?
The
why
problem
don't they get
is,
the girl
I think there's a big difference between being a nice guy and speaking up for yourself. Right? I think there's a big difference. I think there's a big difference between someone that is saying, "Oh, I'm a nice guy," right, and then a big difference between someone that's able to just speak up their mind. You're not necessarily a bad guy for being vocal about what you want and being honest. Right? You can be a nice guy by telling people who you are from the jump. right? You can tell someone from the jump, hey, look, I'm not really interested in a relationship, right? I'm interested in, something more casual or whatever.
Thank you, man.
Where that's not necessarily a bad guy move. It's a nice guy move to tell the truth, right? But there's a big difference between being somebody that can express yourself and being a nice guy.
I think
why do girls choose?
But see, I also think guys say that, right? Oh, I'm a nice guy, and the girls don't like me. I also think girls want some kind of level of danger too, and edge and oomph. You know what I'm saying? The oomph.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I also think that. I think the nice guy, the stereotypical nice guy, is just boring, and I think that's what the girls see, and that's why they don't end up.
Have you guys ever seen somebody like get out of a relationship with a really fucked up person, and then they jumped into like a really like secure,
contrasting,
a super like secure relationship?
Yeah.
You guys have seen that?
I'm looking at a whole different.
So what do you? What's your
about
point?
it?
Because
Talk
it's
about it.
like
Talk about it, homeboy.
I feel like maybe the reason why is because they don't. I mean, they're too nice. That's why. Because
I've literally heard girls say that.
like they're just too nice. Like okay, so say there's two dudes, going for the same girl.
Two dudes.
Okay,
One girl?
Two, yeah, I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
They're going for the girl, right?
Gotcha.
The nice dude's like, no, go for it, dog.
What the fuck?
You know what I mean, bro? Dude, the nice dude's like, no, go for it.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about.
No, but just it's a metaphor.
Okay,
Come
go
on.
ahead.
You know,
Go ahead.
they don't. I feel like they don't have.
They don't have the balls.
The balls. Like
That's what I'm saying. There's a big difference between being a nice guy and having the balls to say what you want.
Right. That's a good point, man. And thanks.
And the
I'm
nice,
sorry.
I feel like the
didn't
nice
see it
guys are always shy.
Yeah.
They're always the shy ones.
But they use that. They think that is a trait that deserves the girl. That is deserving of the girl, right? They're always saying, "Nice, I should get the girl."
They don't always finish last, though.
I've always thought
They
that
don't.
was,
You're right. I'm just talking about the stereotype.
I've always thought that was silly though for people like, oh, like I'm a nice guy. Why don't I get girls? Like that's not a guarantee. There's no guarantee that anything you do is going to get you the person that you want.
Yeah.
Like you have to do different stuff every single time, and especially if it's like a person that you really like, man, you can't let anything stop you.
You have to get up and get
And I think,
right?
dude, if you have the persistence, you're gonna get the girl. So, hey, nice guy. Get
up and get it.
Hey, we could probably talk forever about why nice guys. Comment down below why you think nice guys. I think.
Comment down below why you're finishing last.
I think
Nice guy.
I think nice guys don't finish last. It's just kind of popular to say that, but I think there's more to it than just nice guys.
I think in the end, the nice guy finished first.
Hey, Ema, what do you think?
Emo.
Yeah, nice guy finishes first
Nice dude.
all the time.
Thanks, bro.
I know you got a topic for these lab boys. These
Lab boys, sons of girls.
Dude, somebody did a typo and called us lap boys the other day. Lap boys, really, guys?
Hey, what's mesothelioma?
Ema?
It's caused by asbestos. I don't know, dude.
I've just seen the commercials, dude.
I see the commercials all the
Asbestos
time,
causes
dude.
I want my $40.
Dude, I'm watching like the dopest shows, and then it just hey.
It has something to do with the respiratory.
Call JG Wentworth, dude. I want my money now, dude.
Dude, that's totally different. Come on, man. Why
But I feel like he can help
But
me out.
if you have mesothelioma, I think JG Wentworth is gonna help you out. Is it sensitive topic for you?
Yeah.
So what do you got for topics, my guy?
Oh, damn. I kind of forgot my topic. Speaking of this mesothelioma.
It's all good.
No. Hold up. I got it, dude.
All right. Don't reach. Go ahead, reach, baby.
Trying to kill some seconds there.
There you go.
Kill some seconds.
All
man.
right.
We're killing seconds.
So going back to
homeboy.
social media.
Yep.
So we had discussed, we had talked about
Talk.
the whole merging of the profiles and stuff.
Yeah, having one profile for a boy and a girl.
podcast, right?
And we said it's
Yeah.
because somebody cheated.
So how do you
I
feel
did.
like if you meet someone that they aren't on Facebook,
Oh
at
shit!
all? They don't have Facebook. I don't know how.
This
rare
happened
that
on Instagram actually.
Well, I'm just
Someone
saying.
doesn't have Instagram.
is. Any social media.
You know-
and you have an account.
Okay.
And you meet them, you start dating them, and they ask you if you would so kindly delete your account.
No, hell no.
It's not gonna happen.
Hell no.
So it doesn't even depend how much you like this girl.
Well,
Nah.
okay. First of all, nobody's gonna tell me like what I can and can't do when it's not involving that person. Like
Exactly.
it's not nothing.
Okay, they ask you nicely, and they say,
I don't care.
Care how nice it is.
If you, it's
one of them nice girls, huh?
No matter how much you guys like this girl, you guys would not do that.
That's stupid.
That's one thing.
That's setting yourself up for a terrible relationship.
What do you mean if she asks nicely?
Like if she doesn't. No, I'm saying like
She doesn't understand it?
I'm not saying because she's doing it out of jealousy or anything like. I'm saying like that's not her thing. Like that's not. She's never had social media.
Why would
she doesn't need social media.
So why
Stay
would she
off
tell
mine.
you? So why are you looking at my social media?
Why do you? I'm just asking a question.
No, I know, but I'm saying why would she feel the need to tell you to not have a Facebook just because she doesn't have it?
It's her. Let's just say. It's
So
her,
we're just
her values or her whatever.
Oh,
you know?
it's like a thing.
It's
for
the
her?
devil. You know, social media is the
okay.
devil.
She's unplugged.
But you're really
She's
into
woke.
this.
She's woke.
Okay, dude. Bottom line is, you guys wouldn't delete your fucking profile. Damn.
Fuck no.
Addiction is real.
Oh, look, you was waiting to say that. He was waiting to say that, you son of a bitch.
I just think stuff like that indicates like a bigger like red flag. If someone,
go.
But see, that's what I'm trying to
this
stay away
podcast.
from. I'm trying to make it clear that that's.
I just don't see any reason a woman would ever ask you to delete your social media that's not like that's not coming out of jealousy or insecurity.
Yeah.
Like what other reason could they want that? When you first met me, I had Instagram, so why is it different now?
You know what's
What
weird?
if they didn't know you had Instagram?
They knew.
Okay, now we just
They don't have Instagram. That's the scenario.
Okay,
how'd they find out then?
Okay, we're talking.
Okay, you know
we're
what? You know what's weird,
we're too
though?
much into this.
We're always into it.
We're so, but
Get there, dude.
we're so plugged into. I said plugged in because you said plugged in.
You are plugged in.
Come on, man.
Plugged up.
I don't want to talk about the plugs,
Plumped up.
but we're also connected on social media. That when you find someone that doesn't have a social media, you're thinking stuff about that person. You're like, man, what's wrong with this person, right? It's like.
Well, that's
you know,
what I'm saying, dude.
So like when you see or when you haven't seen someone on social media for a long time, you're like, oh, what's wrong with them? Are they okay? Like you automatically think there's something wrong. Like I think
I've just known of a lot of people that deleted their profiles.
I think because, but it's
that
like
was
what he
out of
said.
jealousy and insecurity, though, right?
Yeah, because it comes from that's the root of the problem.
The whole thing with the whole videos, I've read posts like they're like, oh, I'm deleting my fucking social media, blah blah blah. It has nothing to do with relationships like with a girl, and it just has to do, I don't know, with like them not want to be on social media and just living life.
And that's cool.
I think it's a personal decision.
But where the concept took a left turn is when you said. When the girl asked the guy to take off the social media.
She's never had it. You guys automatically went for jealousy, and like I'm just saying like this girl doesn't know social. You know what I mean? Like,
but I feel like that's a personal decision she should make for herself. Straight up. If you guys decide to live an Amish life together, then yeah, do that. Dude.
Shout out to the Amish people watching.
I'm just saying,
we got a big Amish following. Yeah, we got a huge Amish following.
They get this in the post office on VHS.
DVD. On Blu-ray.
Shout out to the Amish people supporting us.
I love them.
Yeah, I would never delete social media for another person. At least not now. Who knows? In the future, life might be different. But at least not now. Dude, so I have a question for you guys. It's not necessarily a question, but it's kind of just something I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on.
You have a question for us?
And see if it was groundbreaking for you. Because it was kind of groundbreaking for me. I was talking to this girl, and she was telling me about she has longtime group of guy friends, right? She's grown up with them, they're longtime friends, and one of them got married, and she was supposed to be the maid of honor, but the wife didn't really know her, and so like there's this weird disconnect, and she's supposed to go visit them shortly, and like these are her brothers, really, Mm-hmm. So and she's supposed to get to know the wife, and I was kind of saying from a guy's perspective, or like how I've been in relationships, it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, the girl doesn't really know what your relationship is with her wife. I mean, with her husband, right? Mm-hmm. She doesn't really know. She just knows you're a girl that's been around.
Yeah.
So it's
right.
So it's intimidating for the girl to see.
Right, and I was trying to explain that, but then she came back and she said, "Well, for me, I think it's a red flag when a guy doesn't have girlfriends." And I was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" And she said, "Well, basically, to me, I look at it as if a guy has girlfriends, it means he values women outside of just sex." Right? He says that they have he understands that they have an opinion.
That's dope.
Or like a value, and I was like, wow, I did not even think about that. And it got me thinking like, holy shit, do you guys think that's important? Or it's like a good necessarily way to judge someone at all? Is it a red flag if they don't have a lot of girlfriends?
No,
I wouldn't say it's a red flag. I think you could still value women outside of sex and not really have close girlfriends. I think you could still have that value for women. I don't think your friends are your friends. You know what I mean? You don't search for, sometimes it just happens the way it happens. But I wouldn't think it's a red flag. I think that's a good point though.
It blew my mind, dude.
Because that's a crazy way to look at it. Yeah,
never thought about that.
It's definitely dope. But yeah, for the girl, I mean, it would be hard, right? Because you're seeing a girl come in and also win the respect of your boyfriend, right? And they have some kind of relationship, and she's coming into that can be tough. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a red flag.
Hey man, what do you think? Is it important to have friends of the opposite sex? Does that say a lot about your character or who you are?
I feel like that depends on the person you're with.
I think
who wouldn't like that?
Yeah.
Like.
I think that's dope, man. Yeah, I think that's a crazy. You blew my mind with that, man.
It's crazy, right? So here's a follow-up question: if you met someone
with mesothelioma,
you call JG women. We all know that. If you met someone and they had a lot of friends of the opposite sex, right off the bat, is that a positive or negative to you? And I'm not saying
it's lot of friends, just friends.
Yeah, I mean friends of the opposite sex. Is that a positive or negative for you?
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
I don't look at it like, oh yeah. Like,
I don't look at them.
Like, yeah, they had a lot of friends.
Yes.
But see, I never really look at them differently. I don't look at the person different. Like I literally judge.
I definitely
the person.
would judge. I'll judge if a girl doesn't have like any girlfriends and a bunch of dude friends. I'm judging you.
So what would you
I'm
think?
judging you.
What do you
I'm
think?
judging
Okay,
you.
no, we flip. What do you think?
That.
So
Okay.
Wow, what a whore.
What?
whoa.
Hold up.
See, I'm gonna jump out on the limb. That's what I always do, lab boy style.
That's the thing.
In my experience, at least, girls that have a lot of dude friends that don't necessarily have a lot of girlfriends, I want to say are a little bit more promiscuous. But again, that's just my experience.
Promiscuous good.
So I definitely you're right. I think I would judge it too, because I think definitely in past experiences, the girls that you do know to have a lot of guy friends have been promiscuous, right?
True.
So I could only go off what my experiences are, and that's been the case every time. So yeah, you're right. I gotta get real with you, man. Very, very real.
Very, very real.
What do you got to say, homeboy?
Well, I mean, when you put it like that, dude, like.
What else you want to put it?
How he say it?
I know it was a positive thing before, and then
and then you're like, no girlfriends, all guy friends.
Train wreck.
Okay, hold up. I thought you said like a few.
No, I'm just asking.
But in that sense, yeah, dude, that's like a red flag. You're like, wait. First of all, you're like, what's up with all the girls, and why doesn't
why are they not? Friends with you? What have you done?
Yeah, what have you done?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you met a girl, right?
And I like this so far.
Yeah. You met a girl, you don't know anything about her friends yet.
I love it.
You're starting to know her.
Yes.
You like what you see.
Yes.
And then she's like, hey, come to my friend's house, right? Table full of dudes. I mean, at dinner.
Set up. That's my first thought. Like,
she just set up. She did this shit.
No, like she did this shit on purpose. Like.
Oh, like
she wants me to run for the hills, basically.
Oh, okay. Or she wants to see you prove yourself.
Okay, so no, but my question is, what my question is, what would you do? Would you run for the hills? Is that enough of a red flag for you to be like, I'm not going to get to know this girl any further?
If it's like family, like he's saying uncle and
no, he's not.
So you just started dating a girl.
They're just all friends,
and she invites you to some what?
A get together,
and it's all dudes.
All of her friends just happen to be guys.
Yo, if I show up to a party and it's all dudes and just her,
this is a sausage fest.
I don't know. I mean, it depends how much I like the chick, but I'm definitely gonna have some questions afterwards. Maybe not for her, but just for myself.
And you know what? I also think.
What's up, party people?
Later, party
Let's
people.
just be honest, okay? We're not all saints, and so to go. And if you're going into that situation, she has a friend. She has all her friends are dudes. I think it's also if you continue to have a relationship with her, I think there's going to be problems. Like you're going to think that we're going to have a whole bunch of problems.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be awkward as fuck at that table. Like,
well, not necessarily.
Those looks and shit.
But I can handle it.
Yeah, so I mean, just
you gotta be a confident dude.
I don't think it's like
dope, bro.
I don't think it's like an end all, but certainly that's a weird scenario if you show up and it's all dudes. But maybe some of her girlfriends cancel.
Want it? How much
How much do you really want it? But at the same time, you do have to be really comfortable with yourself. If you're gonna date, and that's just across all boards. Hey, it's motherfucking Lab Boys. It got deep into our relationship bag, dude. Y'all know what it is. Kushal, can we get one more out of you before we cut out of here? Yeah. Actually, you know what, E-Man, dude, we're supposed to get a topic out of you.
Oh man, I was so happy. No, I'm playing. I actually do have one. I was reading, I guess it was an article, you could call it, and they were saying how breakups are similar to physical pain. In a sense, your brain registers it as physical pain when you break up with a person. And I thought that was like, whoa. And have you guys ever felt that? Like from a breakup?
Nah,
I don't think it's. I don't think it's. Okay, hold on.
Get real.
Hold on. I don't think it's ever gotten physical. My heart. No. My heart. Becca, come back. Becca, please, my heart.
Obviously.
My heart hurts.
No, hey, but like, I'm just saying, like, stress, dude. Stress fucking hurts sometimes. Physically.
I don't know. I've never felt the stress. I've never the physical pain.
You never felt that like tension in the back of your shoulders?
No,
some bullshit.
No.
These guys are just fucking saints. I'm walking gods.
Stress. Mesothelioma.
Nah, for real though.
I have seen the article where it says that emotional pain translates into physical pain.
I just haven't experienced it.
I haven't necessarily.
But I'm talking about breakup.
No. If you've experienced it, what does it feel like?
No, I don't. I'm just saying, like.
So you haven't felt it either.
No, but I'm talking about like you guys don't feel like pain when you guys are stressed out.
No. Okay, here
like
I will.
Knots.
No, man.
No, dude.
Maybe we're just not old enough for that to happen.
I don't know, man.
But dude, I will say this. I will. Knots in my heart, Rebecca. In my heart.
Please comment down below. Come on.
Oh, where you at? Come up, dude.
You don't need him?
This shit hurts. This shit hurts, bro.
Yo, this hurting my stomach, dude. Yo,
Rebecca's a bad bitch.
Becca sounds like somebody that would break your heart.
Why'd I bring this topic?
No, hey, I will say this.
Say it.
Say it. I've been waiting, dog.
Come on, homeboy.
Patiently wait.
Okay.
Okay,
breakups are really painful though.
Are they?
They're painful.
Physically painful.
No. No.
Just emotionally.
Oh, we had a Lab Boy funny.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
It's just painful, man. That's it.
Bunyan.
But I have heard that story.
Knots.
Not stress, Becca.
Go to Knotsberry.
I have heard that story. Comment down below if you've ever had an experience where emotional pain caused you physical pain.
Or you feel stress in your shoulders.
I've never felt that. I've never felt that instant connect of stress and then
pain.
Yeah. Kind of wild. Kashawn, before we get into your topic, do you guys want to do a wild card?
No, I'm playing. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
For you guys that don't know, wild card is basically where I ask a question and I do my best to throw these guys off their feet. I've been kind of worried about asking this one because there's really no right answer, so I'm just going to jump right into it. This is episode 36, and this is the wild card. While you're sleeping with your chick, do you kiss her after she gives you head?
Damn, I don't want to answer that. Come on.
It's a wild card.
I'm not going to talk about one person. Yeah. So I'm keeping quiet, man.
Yeah, that's a wild card for you.
No, do we have to answer that? Come on.
I don't have to answer shit.
I asked you if you wanted the wild card.
And you gave it to me.
Okay, it's
only
right that you answer your own wild card, and then we can answer.
I'm not answering shit.
I mean, it depends. If that's my chick, I'm gonna say probably yeah. If we're like having sex, then yeah.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Wild card.
Come on, loud boy.
No, I told you guys. I told you guys could have said no, dude. I didn't want to ask it.
Well, we didn't know this. What you were gonna ask?
It's a wild card.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Wild card.
That's a yes. That's an obvious yes, Jim.
Well, that's not what.
Yeah, there's no reason.
I just respect and privacy. I'm not saying it. I'm just not saying it. That's it.
Even.
I mean, my girl doesn't go down. I'm sad.
You man, it's the wild card.
I'm a sad
you got one
submission. Your girl doesn't go down.
She's against that, man.
For real?
Yeah.
Is that for real?
Come on, man.
Stop crying, bro.
It's hard enough. It's hard enough.
Nuts. Not.
Oh my god. So I
Straight in the
got.
vest. Straight in the vest.
We gotta go over these wild cards, bro.
It's alright, guys. It's alright,
these wild
guys.
cards.
Y'all know what the fuck it is. Those are the motherfucking wild cards. If you guys want me to keep doing more of those, let me know.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I told you, man.
Fuck, man.
I tried to warn you guys.
Fucked us up.
I have a relationship question. Why do you think guys or girls stay in relationships when they're not happy?
You know what? Familiarity. Just being Stop it. Come on, homeboy.
Familiarity.
Just being familiar with the person, I think, and then also hopes of them changing.
They're used to it.
I think hopes, they have, a lot of them have this hope that in the future their partner will change and become the person that will make them happy, right?
Okay.
So, and I think that, I don't think people, it's hard, but I think that's
In the same sense, my bad.
Go ahead.
In the same sense, I feel like people like get over that.
No, they do.
No, like they're hoping, you know, they're like, oh, I hope he's gonna change or she's gonna change or whatever, and then they're so comfortable, and they're just so like you know, it's a big hassle to restart, and you know, it's just like, nah. So maybe I don't need that. You know, maybe I don't need that kind of person or that. You know, and then they settle.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. What about you? What you say?
I personally think people stay in relationships that they're not happy in just because of insecurity. They don't value themselves enough. Because I think if people like really had a good self-image and like great self-esteem,
they know what they're worth.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow themselves to be in a position where someone's not fulfilling their needs or making them happy.
But do you think it's okay to just dip as soon as you become unhappy? Do you think that it's not worth it to work things out with the person that you have spent time with, that you do love ultimately? It's just you're not happy in that moment. Do you think it's worth it to?
I think if you've had I think two things. One, if you know yourself and you know what you want and need. And two, if you've had an open conversation with that other person about your needs and your needs aren't being met, you gotta go. Right. That's it. However long or short that takes you, whether you guys have had the conversation or whether you continue to work on it, I think that's just where you draw the line. If you know what you want and you've explained that in an articulate way and the person understands and they can't meet you, you just gotta go.
That's a good point. And so I want to ask a question, and I would like to get answers from our viewers.
Please, viewers.
Even the ones
comment down below.
All right. Sorry.
You're the ones in the Amish communities.
Come on, you guys get this in 2 weeks.
VHS.
Send it by donkey.
Come on. Not even a mule.
We just have a mule just sending videos.
The Loud Boys.
The Loud Boys tapes.
The Mule Boys.
The mule boy.
Yeah. So
oh, my foot stuck, bro.
Get that.
You gotta get that foot unstuck.
I did.
Unstuck.
Thanks, homeboy. No. So I had this theory, right? But I think that guys, a lot of times, we don't know what we want, right? So we make decisions based on impulse. A lot. I'm not saying everyone. We make decisions based on impulse. We think we're over someone, but then we're not really. And so we'll go back and forth. But I think girls, and I'm not saying all, but a majority of girls that I know, they'll put up with a
red flag. He knows. Red flag.
I think girls put up with a lot, right? They put up with a lot of bullshit. But once they're over you, they're over you.
Right.
And guys go back and forth between, I'm over her. Oh, no, I'm not. You know? And do you think that's true?
Oh, she looking fine today, though.
I think yeah, there's truth in that, but I feel like a lot of guys, they're more based off of circumstance. Right, like how I'm feeling today, and the place the place that I'm in today, and what I have available to me.
Exactly, and that changes the way.
Swing more than girls do? In that sense.
Not mood swings.
Yeah, I don't think it's a mood.
I just think the way that they look at people, or the way that they value a person, as whether to keep them in their life or not, kind of goes up and down.
Okay,
swing indeed.
Come on, Ian.
Swing wide.
Come on, homeboy.
Swing wide.
So yeah, what do you think?
Swing low. Hey, can you repeat that? I'm sorry, dude.
Okay.
I'm out here like, you know.
Swinging,
do the signal, dude.
Swinging, baby.
No, so guys go back and forth between being over someone or not, and then girls, when they'll put up with a lot of your bullshit, but then once they're over you, they're over you. Do you think there's truth in that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
All right.
I feel like guys, it seems like it's easier to like, you know, like you get over it quicker. But on the long run, I feel like you start, you start thinking back to it, and you start thinking about the good. It always comes. I mean, I feel like that always comes back at you. The good, everything that was good, and you forget all the shit.
That's why.
And you're just thinking all the good, and you're getting depressed. You know, you start getting depressed. And I feel like girls, dude, it's harder for them to get over you.
But once they do,
they do, they're not coming back.
They're like.
There's a window of time, and then if you don't make it in that window, it could be a big window. But when that window closes, you never get back in there. Yeah. It's a motherfucking love, boys. Before we get to Krishan for a topic, I do have a viewer submitted topic, and I want to make sure we get to it. This one comes from official Young Javi. Hey,
Young Javi,
dope musician. Make sure to check him out. I posted on my Instagram that we're filming a podcast, and if you guys have any questions or topics, just send me a message. He sent me a message asking me to talk about local artists and their mixtapes. I don't know necessarily about too much of the music that's coming out, and I don't want to exclude anyone, but I wanted to ask you guys, who is, let's say, one local artist, local to the 831, that you think is slept on, or someone that you think deserves a Lab Boy shout out? I'm gonna give mine to La Sofa Queen. Hey, coming out of Salinas, you know who La Sofa Queen is, right?
Oh yeah.
Super dope MC. Make sure you guys check her out. I want to say she is hella underrated right now, but she's on the come up. You guys got any local artists that you guys...
Damn, you know what? Not like right now. I don't think he's really active right now. But I will say that there was... So, this rapper, Sko.
Okay. Sko.
Big Sko.
Shout out Sko.
I always thought that he was just...
The shit.
A dope-ass rapper.
He's fucking dope, yeah.
And people didn't really get to see all... You know, like... So, that's...
Life happens. Hey, but that shit...
But I think he's definitely underrated. I think he's fucking crazy. I just lyrically just dope, and his style's dope. It's crazy. So Big Sko, check out.
Damn.
You actually interacted with him on Facebook not too long ago. I saw that.
With who?
With Sko.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for real?
I've seen him a couple times. Yeah, he's good. I mean,
hey man. Yeah, he's definitely dope. Man.
Hey.
Super sick with it.
Local
dude,
MCs,
just one. It has to be one.
We'll come back next episode if you guys want to talk about that.
All right, man. Slept on. I feel like dope poet love, man.
Hey, Joseph Jason Santiago.
LaCour. He was actually a guest here.
Oh,
and I feel like that dude got bars, bro. It's fucking.
Not only does he have bars, he's a really dope poet.
No, dude, he's like it's wholesome. It's like full. It's like all there. I don't know.
To speak to him, like, dude, he was just very genuine. Like his energy is very genuine and powerful in that way, right?
Yeah.
And you feel it, like you feel it, like
hey, Coffee and Hip Hop, dude. He had this one. I think it was during the cipher, bro. It's like, you know, when you hear that song and you like the goosebumps and you just feel the freaking, like, I don't know, you just feel it. It's just it was dope. And it was just the 16 he dropped, and I was like, shit, it was fire.
Hey, shout out to all the artists repping the 831. We see you and we wish you the best of luck. And shout out to Young Javi. Thanks for watching and thanks for shooting me that message, man. Krishan, what do you got for these topics before we get out of here? Because we only got like 10-15 minutes left.
You know what, dude? I have a question about music.
Go ahead.
So I was watching a podcast, Drink Champs. You watch Drink Champs?
No.
Okay. You watch Drink Champs? And
Drink Champs?
Yeah. It's with Nori. It's with Nori, and he was interviewing T.I.
Noriega?
Yeah. And he was basically saying that he asked T.I. what's your favorite era of music, right? And T.I. was like, 90s, right? Well, that's my favorite era of music too. And Nori was like, dude, I think my favorite era of music is right now, right? I think we're in a time that we have the best music of the time. And it's like in the 90s, when people coming up the 90s, they weren't like, we're in the best era of music, because you're in it, right? So you don't see it that way. But looking back, do you think our era of music, the one that we came up in, is going to be looked at as the best era of music? Or do you think, I
personally think, like, music now, I think it's a really dope era because you have older heads like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Nas, who are still relevant and like rapping, and then you have upcoming rappers. Somebody made the point that rap is a relatively new genre, so we don't really know how rappers age. Like, we know rock stars can just play, Rolling Stones, they've been playing for the past 50, 60 years, and people still accept them, whereas rap, we're kind of like in this unsure place.
And yet, we don't have too many eras of
you guys referred to like
hip-hop.
Old heads. You said Lil Wayne.
Right.
Well, he's definitely a vet in the OG.
When I
You
say
guys are
old
talking
heads,
about like as in big too, right?
Right,
You guys-
right,
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say like, yo, what? Like, you know, there's Snoop, there's
No, yeah,
but
them
in
too.
that realm, it's the same. Yeah, the same.
But at the same time though, like when I think about it, like the reason the '90s music was so important to me wasn't just the music.
it was what it did. It was what hip hop did.
Not just that, it was where I was at. Is where hip hop met me, you know, like in my life and like the things that I was going through. Like I was growing up listening to that music. Like I'm older now and I interpret music differently, right? I've been through life experiences and I listen to music differently. Whereas when I was younger, listening to Tupac and getting like the rules and the games to life, man, like you can't come back from that.
Dude,
So it's different.
It's kind of like hip hop raised you in a bit, like, in a way, right? not like
cliche,
dude. No, but it's like, no, but it's crazy because, dude, I feel like we listened to a lot more music back in. I mean, at least it was. It's hard to explain.
Come on, man, get there, man. You
It was just. It was different back then. It was different back then, right? So it's more important. I feel like it was just more impactful back then because you're growing, you're growing up, you're developing.
Okay.
But I feel like it's way better when you go back and listen to it now, from now.
Right.
I feel
because there's the nostalgia, though. That's
no,
why.
not just that, but I feel like you understand more of the song. You know, like when it's happened to me with like movies, even or just like simple stuff, like like movies. But yeah, like
what's one song that takes you guys back, like instantly transports you?
Changes by Tupac.
Okay.
that should. I'm gonna have to say Bone Thugs. That
Bone
where the fiends at? Resurrection. Oh, dude.
Gotta get that paper.
And then, one more. My bad.
Go ahead.
Ice Cube.
One more.
And Crazy Bone.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
damn!
Young Thug,
No,
bro.
it wasn't. It's not called
Young Thugs.
No, it's not called Young Thugs. It's called something else. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And Ice Cube is just like schooling you,
Crazy
like just
Bone and
giving you,
Ice
like-
Cube. Yeah.
Crazy Bone and Ice Cube.
What's the name of that? I think it's called The
World
Message.
is yours.
But the song by Nas.
Oh yeah.
The world is yours.
The song by Nas where he goes, "Fake thug, no love, you get the slug."
Oh, that's the
Faux
message.
gusto. The
No,
message.
Is it
Yeah.
the message?
It
Or
is.
Taken in Blood?
That song instantly
the
takes me
message.
back, and I saw him play that song.
Dude, I remember being.
Fire,
I remember being
fire.
in E-Man's car.
That's what I'm saying.
Just fucking driving to the
all
message.
We used to play
East
Call of
Coast,
Duty.
dude.
We used to play Call of Duty with that.
Yeah,
no love.
That's right.
Ah, dude.
Oh, and actually one more,
takes me
dude. That
back, man.
Tupac song.
Until then,
Who you are?
Oh, dumping.
One nation under a thug and bullet scar.
Papoose.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, I'm going back right now.
Down. Chess.
Hey.
Down.
That's just lit.
What do you guys think about the old heads now, like in the game, right? Do you think? Okay, so obviously there was a time they had their prime where they were, at their peak, right?
Define an old head though, like a successful old head.
Who is Jay-Z? Okay, but
Jay-Z.
so my question is, do you think the music that they make now is just as good, or how do you view it? Because obviously they're growing up, they're changing, but
Some artists caught it and some artists didn't.
give me an artist that caught it. Give me an artist that didn't.
Jay-Z caught it.
You think Jay-Z caught it with 444?
Yeah, I think Jay-Z has managed to stay relevant, and he's on tour with Beyonce, and like just that whole like you can't touch that.
Yeah,
right?
I feel
But Jay-Z is the exception, man. Like Jay-Z is like.
I mean, yeah. Who else?
Sorry.
So
Well, I feel like he made classics for us too. Like he made
Right.
classics for us, and now he's making classics for like the people, the next generation. Like those people, the next generation are gonna be like, "Yo, Paris is a classic."
Okay.
They're gonna be like, songs like that. The
Right.
newer songs are gonna be like, those are the classics.
But I still look at Jay-Z's like when he did
Hard Knock Life for us.
No, I know that's classic. And then the shit he did with Kanye was classic, right?
Right,
But
Watch
dude,
the Throne.
I think 444. Can you give me a classic song that is going to be a classic Jay-Z record that
yeah,
you're going to
the
look
OJ.
back at?
OJ.
You think that's a classic record?
yeah, the
For
shit that
real?
he said.
I'm not saying, dude, but it's more than what you say to be a classic, right? It has to be.
I think that was a moment, an iconic moment. Yeah, when he dropped OJ, the shit that
But
he was
it's gonna
saying
be
to
a
OJ.
classic song,
Yeah.
like that you're gonna look back on, back damn.
Is it
that's a
gonna
classic
transcend
Jay-Z
time?
hit.
I think so because I'm pretty sure I saw a show where like he did that song and everyone knew that ad lib where he's like some. He's like,
okay.
I'm not OJ. He's like, okay. Like, and
That's what I'm saying, like,
everybody hit that line.
Those are the
hits,
new
yeah.
classics. Well, like we're.
But
you know?
dude, another thing is too, like with Lil Wayne, when he dropped the Carter 5, like the
shit was
one
dope.
he just dropped, dude, I just heard the shit on the radio, the one, the record with Swiss Beats. Dude, banger. Like, dude, it's like, dude, Lil Wayne's been in the game since
Lil
he was
Wayne
like
can
14. Or like, no, since he was younger than that.
Young Money. No, what was it?
And
What
dude,
was it?
he's been giving hits, dude.
What was it?
Cash Money?
Yeah, Cash Money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gator boots.
And my chrome down Gucci boots.
Picked out Gucci shoes, bro. Come on.
I got the melody right.
Ain't
Class,
got no job.
but I still fly.
Yo, you know what's crazy
I'm
about?
still fly.
You know what's
Can't pay
crazy?
my rent.
You know what's crazy about Lil Wayne? He doesn't write down.
I was trying to say.
He doesn't write down any of his lyrics. And I feel like a lot of
Come
the
on,
greats.
man.
No, I feel like a lot of the greats, him, Jay-Z, I don't know who else doesn't do that, but they don't write down their
Okay,
lyrics.
but you know what? Another thing is too. So the way that they do it,
That's
I don't
crazy.
think they.
I feel like they
but he
spit a
doesn't-
bar and then
I
they spit
know.
another
See,
bar.
that's the
and
thing.
then they
He
spit another
doesn't.
bar,
So he doesn't
and then
go
another
in. I
bar.
don't think he goes in and just spits a hot 16 that it going
He said
off memory.
he said he listens to the beat, and then once he gets it, he just goes in and goes.
Yeah, but I think he probably does like 4 bars at a time and then thinks about it again and then does it. You know, and I think that.
I feel like he started doing that after JC said that he did that.
No.
I feel like that started popping off when JC said. I remember hearing that on the
JC
rap.
No, T.I. does
No, but I remember hearing Jay-Z saying that, or no, there was this whole
When he was talking?
documentary, Rap City,
Yeah.
you know, and dude, I remember him being the first person to be like, oh, none of my shit is written, like this and that,
Yeah.
and then a couple, I don't know how long, but then Lil Wayne, when it was, that Go DJ.
That's my DJ.
Is that song? I
DJ.
think that was the
That's my
song
DJ.
where Lil Wayne was like, "Oh yeah, I don't write any of my shit." Like that's when I heard him say
That's when
that.
it clicked.
the
But
first
dude,
time.
I hear a lot of rappers say that, like that
But
they
you
don't
can-
write. Hold on, so that they don't write down their shit, right? I just think there's a lot of people who just don't do it. They just don't do it that way. I don't think they're copying
write.
anyone. I
They
think
don't
they
write.
just literally don't write. I think they found a comfort in
I feel like
just
you can
going
tell,
rapping a couple bars and then going in on another couple bars. Going in on another couple. You can even hear it sometimes in the cuts, like when you're listening to a song.
Yeah,
You can
4
hear that
bars.
they're.
I think there's a line between like being like a lyrical, I don't want to say genius, but like a lyrical genius, and just like I'm gonna go in the booth and freestyle.
An entertainer.
You know, because if you listen to Lil Wayne, he's a rapper, man. Like, don't
Dude, he can spit.
don't-
I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not getting,
like
don't get
he
it fucked
got
up.
some-
I'm
he
not,
got some bars.
Yeah, I know he could. I
But
know he
there's
can spit.
rappers far greater.
Hey,
Than Lil Wayne.
I'm looking at the time, and we only got about 9 seconds left. So I hate to cut you guys off. But that's the motherfucking Loud Boys podcast. That is episode 36. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. You see the number right there. It's countdown.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for checking us out. If you guys are not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. Sean, how can they do that?
Hey, hit that red button right now and hit the post notification bell. That way you get reminded every time we release a video. Loud Boys episode 36. Woo!
Hey!
Oh!
Turn
it off.
What the fuck, dude? That was tuna fish, dude.
Hey.
You need to start with that shit.
Yo,